Hello, and today I'm going to be working on my Toyota Sequoia 2002 model, and what I need to do is maintenance with the power steering fluid. Power steering fluid has gone bad. It's just time to replace it. The one thing you can notice when the power steering needs to be flushed or replaced is when the fluid's all dark, or when your steering wheel doesn't feel as smooth as it used to be when you're turning. So what I'm gonna do is just siphon out the fluid using this like turkey baster and take it out and put it into this bottle so you can see how dirty it is compared to clean fluid. So here's the old fluid in this container, and then here's the new fluid that we're going to be putting in. You can see that it's supposed to be a red, pink, clear color. This one's all dark and dirty because it's all old. The fluid type that you need is automatic transmission fluid, Dextron 3. And on the cap, it even tells you to use Dextron type automatic transmission fluid on the cap. But the cap doesn't tell you what type. If you look on your manual book, or if you, like me, I don't have a manual book, I went and searched up on forums, it's Dextron type 3 automatic transmission fluid. That's what this one takes. So I went to my O'Reilly's, picked this one up. Dextron type 3 automatic transmission fluid, valvoline. And when you go in, you don't want to get tricked by the O'Reilly's markers. Sometimes they just don't know what they're doing, but when I went in, they recommended me a different type of power steering fluid, and I guess they were just looking at whatever bottle said power steering fluid. They didn't know that like older models like these require transmission fluid in their power steering pumps. So just heads up, if they tell you one thing or another, just get the automatic transmission fluid, Dextron 3. So once you have your new power steering fluid put in, you want to seal the cap. And the way I put in the new power steering fluid is I just grabbed the turkey baster, funneled some out from the new bottle into the reservoir, and then you want to make sure when you're filling it up, you want to fill it up to the max cold, which is on this side. Can't really see it, but it's over here, cold. Because over here, when the fluid's hot, when the engine's been running, the max should be up here. So right now, it's okay because the fluid's cold. So it should be on cold max, which is right there, the top line for cold. For the next part, what we do is get into your vehicle. Turn it on. And you're gonna wanna move your steering wheel to the left, to the right a couple times, get the fluid moving. Notice how it's still pretty hard to turn the steering wheel. That's because we still haven't completely finished this process of changing the fluid, because we're trying to mix out the old fluid with the new one. So we're right now trying to get some more dark fluid into the reservoir. And that's good for now. So after you turn the steering wheel a couple times, turn off your vehicle, and then redo the process of siphoning out the fluid from the reservoir and then putting in new fluid again, and then you should just be fine afterwards, and your steering should be more better. Because if you see, we're still throwing out some dark fluid. It still seems to be dark. So after the whole process of flushing out the old fluid and putting in some new one, I've just been driving it around. The steering wheel feels a bit smoother, but it could use like a bit more of the whole siphoning out the old fluid from the reservoir and putting in new fluid. Pretty sure it's still dark, but that's why I'm driving it for a couple days, and then in a couple more days I'll just redo the process, so my steering is a whole lot better. And that should solve the problem. This is the only technique that I know so far of how to replace the fluid in your reservoir. I don't know, there should be a better way, but I don't really know. All the other videos are just like this, just siphoning out the fluid from the reservoir and just putting in new transmission fluid or steering fluid. And well, I know this wastes a lot of fluid, and it's really time consuming. So if anybody knows like a better way, I don't mind you guys telling me. I like to learn more things, if that makes sense.